Another makeup tutorial? Yes, no, maybe. Don't worry, this is not your typical makeup tutorial. In this podcast right here, we'll be having deep, funny, and interesting conversation with lovely people, all while your girl stays on with a brush.
In the party, he just wanna rump. Big boobs in the bus, they plump. She a baddie, she knows she a 10. She a baddie with her baddie friend. They like I tell you, always stay hot. Oh, they mad cause I keep making bops. Oh, she mad cause I'm taking her.
You can find us on our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at ChatsandGlams.
Like damn, she in her mood. Like damn, she in her mood. Like damn, she in her mood. She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood. No friends, I don't fuck with the fake. Saying they love me, but one.
Welcome to Chats and Glam, guys. So, I know it's Black History Month. Have you done anything special this month to celebrate Black History? Or are you going to do anything special?
So far this month for Black History, I actually haven't done too much really, but I am planning on working with my friend Tracy on this closet sale with a bunch of other Black creators at the end. And I'm really excited about that actually because it's a new opportunity for me to meet other Black content creators in the city. So I think it'll be a really great bonding experience.
That would be so fun. And the closet sale, can you tell us more or like it's a secret?
Yeah, we actually don't have all of the details up yet, but it's some of Montreal's fashionistas.
Period.
And yeah, we're all just working on sustainability this year and just being more environmentally conscious about our consumption. So I'm just really excited to take this new approach to fashion with other creators like myself. So
that's so cool. And are you like, you're a big sustainable fashion type of girly?
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite type of fashion, honestly, because I am a big thrifter. I love secondhand clothing, and I just think it's a great way to, I don't know, find unique pieces that maybe not everyone would have, but in an affordable way.
I love that. I love that. Do you think that it's important for us to have like 1 month out of the year? Or do you think it's...
1 month is definitely not enough out of everything that we've gone through as a community. I feel like our reparations are still not met. So I think, you know, things like this is a great start in the direction that we're going, but it's definitely not enough.
For you, what does Black History Month means?
Black History Month, for me, for a lot of my childhood growing up, it was just something that was really brushed by. It didn't really feel like a big conversation in school. We would have one assembly and talk about the same 5, big historians. But I just never felt really connected to my culture in that way. Like I never felt like it was a true representation of the modern experience that we were facing today. But I feel like as time is evolving and we're talking more about micro and macro aggressions in society and stuff like that, I feel like it's, I don't know, more revealing to what we're going through on a daily basis. So things like Black History Month don't really mean a lot to me when it's something that's in my mind on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't know about you, but me, when I was like either in secondary school or primary, like the schools, they didn't do much like to celebrate Black History Month. They didn't do, I know that now like kids, I think they have like a project to do.
Okay.
But in my times, like it wasn't talked about, it wasn't celebrated. Like I find that kind of sad. Because yes, you can talk about all the historians, like you said, the Christophe Colomb, the who else? Like we hear that story on, and I just feel like they need to introduce maybe something different to us kids, and like maybe include every kids, not just,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the experiences that I had in my childhood were really similar, like to yours, in the sense of what they talked about in school, and it just felt like a lot of the work was applied on the students to do their own research and
not even do your own research. I just feel like they weren't making any emphasis on teaching
right.
or educating, but also I would say like I know it might be hard, especially maybe if you're a white person, to kind of educate others on black people.
Right.
Even us black people, I don't know for you, but we don't have all the answers. We don't know
Yeah.
everything. So maybe I think maybe some of them are scared, but other they are definitely lazy. So that's what I would say. Like I feel like there should be like more activities for black people, more knowledge spread. If you don't know, maybe like bring somebody that knows. I
Right.
don't know.
And you can definitely tell that it makes a lot of the teachers and staff involved in these types of activities that they're uncomfortable with the subject matter, and that doesn't help really relay the true effects that it has on us. So I feel like we're just tiptoeing around it because of how sensitive we are. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially like when we're in environment of school, like sometimes we're like, we don't want to speak up, but we have to speak up.
Right.
Because it's like our jobs to, in a sad way, it is our job to educate others so that they can have maybe like more facts, more knowledge. I know it's not easy. I don't know about you. How do you feel about always having to maybe educate other people? Or if you have
Honestly,
to do that?
for a while it was an exhausting task, but I feel like at this point it's a burden that I'm willing to take on if it's going to allow a positive experience for the next person after me, you know? Like a lot of the times, especially since I've moved to Montreal, there's like a lot of racism in the city and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm learning to just be patient and maybe educate those types of people in those situations rather than feeling frustrated and getting upset about those types of things, because although I don't have the control of how other people are going to react, like the only control that I have is my reaction, and if I can offer an opportunity to help educate someone and if they're going to be receptive to it, it could be really beneficial to the next time that, you know, they have a similar experience with someone else like me.
Yeah, that's true. That is really true. Like when you have to educate somebody, do you feel like pressured or do you feel like mad that you have to do so?
I don't necessarily feel mad. Like, I do know that it comes from a certain place of ignorance that is really frustrating, but I don't know. I feel like the only type of pressure that comes with it is to be relaying like factual information and in a way that's digestible and won't offend others, because you know, as soon as you're trying to educate someone in a way that's an attack, like they're immediately not going to be
True.
receptive to what
That's
you're
true.
saying and actually hear what you have to say. So
That's true.
yeah.
But sometimes, like, do you feel like if we educate people in a aggressive way, is because maybe like the way we feel about like having to always like answer to people, educate people?
Of course. No, I totally understand where the aggression comes from. And it's just from, you know, fatigue and frustration. But I've just realized that that type of approach for myself just isn't sustainable with how much I'm constantly feeling on a daily basis and everything. Like, it is frustrating, and I hate seeing, especially people in my community, so many people that I care about, still go through such childish shit like that. But, you know, I don't know. If I can offer compassion in a way, then I'll do it.
So did you see the new Netflix series, African Queen?
I actually haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Oh.
Tell me more.
It's basically it's the Angola history, and it's about this queen that defended sorry that defended her country from the Portuguese, because you know the Portuguese, they enslaved the
Right.
Angolan people. It is what it is. It's sad, but it's a good. I like it. Like at the beginning, I didn't like the format of the movie,
Okay.
but as I was watching it, like I really like the way they did it. I like that it's like educating people, well, especially me. I feel like that is something that is really good for everyone, not just black
Right.
people. If you're not black, you can watch it too.
Facts.
Do you have like any black movie that you would say like educates, that would be like educating others?
Um, Definitely. I actually recently watched Hidden Figures for the first time, which was such a great watch.
That movie's good.
Right? So good. Some of my favorite actresses in that movie. Yeah, it was a great cast, but also I just felt like it was such a relatable experience
Yeah.
that I was able to connect with through the film, like especially being one of the only people of color in a lot of the environments I was growing up in. It just felt like, I don't know, always that something was off. Like clearly I was accepted in this group of people to be able to be standing here, but you're always going to be treated differently no matter what. And as a kid, you know, I wasn't really able to recognize that that was going on. It just felt that something was off. But, you know, growing up and watching this movie now, it just feels like someone's able to put words to my experience for
I love
once.
that. I love that. So you told me that like did you face a lot of discrimination in your jobs before?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I grew up in Hamilton, Ontario, which I would say is a pretty multicultural city, but there's just a lot of undertone of racism because of it, you know, especially in certain areas of the city. But especially just growing up as a competitive figure skater, it was
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I used to do competitive figure skating growing up, so it just felt like I was constantly out of place. It was a very white-dominated sport, and yeah, it just, I think, was maybe intimidating or
Yeah,
whatnot.
especially in sports.
Yeah, you know, like I just was in a very different sport for someone like myself. But,
Yeah.
you know, eventually I was accepted as I was more integrated into the groups and stuff like that, but there's always the microaggressions and just backhanded compliments and stuff that I would get.
I totally feel you. I
You
was
know?
like in a similar situation because I was a tennis player.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so dope.
Yeah, at like high level.
Okay, Serena.
And almost. And that's a white dominated sport too.
Of course.
And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't. And because I was like really good, I was on the national Canadian team. So like I feel like these
Same.
other girls, like they were so jealous, never included me.
Right.
I wouldn't say like I don't talk to any of the girls. Well, maybe just two,
Right.
but it's not like a real, like we talk regularly.
Right.
It's just like, oh, like we used to play tennis, like that's that.
You know, like, hey, remember when we did that together?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Can
really
you
feel
close
you.
your eyes for me? Thank you.
It was a similar experience with one of my best friends now to this day, who we also skate together. She was the only other person of color there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was just something that really brought us together because at such a young age, we weren't able to really understand what we were going through. But we just knew we weren't alone at least. So I don't know. I hope you're able to find spaces like that, even through tennis and just being in a white-dominated environment constantly.
But I heal from that. But I just find that it's really sad because we just do sport like to have fun. Like we're kids, we should all be nice to each other. But what we're having is not that. And also, me, it wasn't just like the kids, like the parents also, they charm into that, which was even worse because what are you doing?
I know. I feel like a lot of the times as you get more involved in sports, it's an investment, right? So, like, of course, parents want to see you do well and see you succeed and enjoy yourself, but sometimes, you know, it can come from a misguided place, and it puts a lot of pressure on kids and ends up taking the fun out of the sports. They don't feel comfortable anymore, and yeah, it's just really sad to kind of see that spark dwindle away a little bit. But
Exactly.
hopefully there's, you know, more integration today and there's more support. I feel like the times are really changing, so I just have hope for the future and that these types of places will get better.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say I have hope because like what I'm seeing right now is not like representative of the future I want to see yet.
Right.
But I'm optimistic, I would say that. I just want like people like to really protect the children. Like it's really important, especially when you're younger, to feel protected, to feel heard,
No.
to feel heard. And yeah, it's just important for us young kids.
Absolutely.
Really important.
I feel like we're a lot more of an empathetic generation though, and I don't know, actually like understanding and healing from all of our trauma. So I just have hope that like the next, you know, generation and, you know, things are just going to keep getting better. But it is difficult to have hope when like we're just constantly flooded with reminders every day of the doom in the world and whatnot. But I don't know, we just gotta keep having hope.
So without further ado, guys, I'll introduce my special guest for today. It is Yodi.
Hi.
She's an influencer slash content creator. So how are you? How was your week? Tell us more about you.
I'm great. Thanks for asking. My week has been great, honestly. It's such a pleasure to be here. I've just been so excited all week, honestly, for this. I've never done anything like this before, so just really happy to be getting my makeup done, having a great chat with you. Yeah.
And tell us more about like what you do exactly, who you are.
So I am a content creator. I'm on TikTok at Risperaho. I am a fashion content creator, lifestyle, I guess you would say. But yeah, I am very into styling and photography in Montreal. Also an artist. I love all things visual art, really. But yeah, I guess I would just label myself an all-around creative.
They wear all the hats.
Literally.
Literally.
I try to, I don't
do
know,
it all.
learn as much as I can at all times. But yeah.
That's so good. So I know that you're known on TikTok for your unique fashion style. Can you tell me more like what made you take like this approach to fashion?
I would say that growing up, I've always loved just really unique pieces, just throwing things that shouldn't go together. I don't know. My parents gave me a lot of creativity and freedom to dress myself growing up, so I just try to like get back to that as much as possible when I'm thinking about dressing myself and how I used to do it for myself and not just trying to follow trends and look like everybody else. But yeah, I think that moving to Montreal really changed my approach to fashion, though, because living in my hometown for so long, I felt like there was a version of myself that I was really confined to. But having the freedom to be in a new environment just felt like a new opportunity to bring out like a new version of myself. So every time I would go out, whether it was going to the grocery store, whether I was going out for an event, I was just making the most of all of the clothes that I could wear. And yeah, just having fun with it, honestly. Like, I don't have to have an excuse to put on a silly outfit. So I feel like that's one of the things I really enjoy about clothes, is that it's just always there, and it's just always an accessible way to express yourself.
I love that. So you're saying that like your parents, they weren't strict on what you can wear.
No, not
They were
at
letting you
all.
wear everything?
Yeah, I feel like,
Oh.
especially growing up, my parents weren't really strict with what I had to wear growing up. They gave me a lot of freedom and choice, but also I feel like I didn't go too crazy with it, which made them really comfortable with that. Like, I wasn't ever like a very promiscuous dresser or whatnot. So, you know, they're really comfortable with whatever I was wearing. I feel like, if anything, my mom is also really influenced by my style, and it's really cute to see her expressing herself now. And she sees me having fun with clothes, so I don't know.
She just follows you.
Yeah, literally, like, she's like another
Mothers.
mini me. I love it.
I love that for you. Would you like be the same way with your kids? Like really, they can choose whatever they want to wear?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I feel like that choice is so important because it allows them to have control and like their sense of self and feel like they're making decisions for themselves. Like, I don't know. I think there's so many little underlying things in parenting that really shape a child's identity that we need to be really aware of. So.
Yeah, especially like for the child to be like really creative.
Right.
Like you need to allow like that space for them to like
Absolutely.
know what they love, know what they don't love. Like I feel like that's basically what your parents did for you, right?
Yeah,
They
especially.
open a lot of doors, creative doors.
You learn a lot of valuable lessons just from having choices. Like, I feel like with having just the option to wear whatever I want, like even if I wasn't dressing appropriately for the weather or whatnot, it was a lesson that I was going to learn that day, you know? And I'll know next time to wear another coat or to wear gloves. And I don't know, I just feel like if I had not gone through those experiences and maybe my mom forced me to wear a jacket I didn't want to wear, whatever, like I wouldn't have been able to really get that autonomy for myself to learn from my mistakes and to, I don't know, just have choices.
I get it. Are you African or you're Caribbean?
I'm African.
African,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because I know a lot of like African parents, they're really strict on what you can wear, what you
Right.
cannot wear, especially when it's time to go to church. So that's really good that your parents weren't like that. But what would you say to like kids that have those type of like strict parents
Right.
that want to like go more into their fashion style, fashion sense, but they cannot?
Honestly, I would say that having, that's a good question. It's a good question because I can't necessarily speak from experience, but I would say to find ways while you can to stay true to yourself and to express yourself, whether that's learning to maybe apply some boundaries with your parents and learning how to maybe have tough discussions about what expressing yourself looks like to them, but just finding a common ground that is able to be respectful of your parents while you're still living with them, but also staying true to yourself, you know?
I love that. So would you like recommend the kids to still, because I would recommend them to like even if you have strict parents, like just go for it. Like maybe like you'll have to hide yourself, but just go for it to like experience yourself, to like get to know yourself, especially to delve into your creativity.
Right.
Would you recommend that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess from my own experiences, although I did have a lot of freedom in how I express myself with clothing and makeup and that sense, like my physical appearance, there was a lot of ways that I did have to kind of shelter, I guess, myself from my parents. And I feel like, I don't know, if there's any way that you're not being true to yourself, I feel like you shouldn't be doing it, if that
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
that's
Yeah,
true.
you know,
That's true.
like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but
Basically, you're trying to say like if your parents just want you to wear like long skirt, but it's not you,
right.
to maybe like wear that blazer, that sweatpants. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying?
like, you know, there's ways
To be yourself,
to be yourself
even though you're pressured.
even though you're pressured, because when you're living under your parents' roof, you know, you really don't have any other option but to follow their rules and to be respectful, for things to go well, at least. But I feel like once you have the opportunity to break free from that, then there are no limits in how you get to express yourself. So if you have to, like, you know, wait a little bit, wait a year or two until you move out and until you have that chance, then, like, I don't think it's worth the stress on the relationship with your parents. Because, I don't know, you always have
Your parents. That's good. That's true.
That's my point of view, but I feel like, you know, it's a lot different from what people would say today, I guess.
And just curious, where do you come from? From Africa?
My parents are Ethiopian, both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I would just say that a big difference is how liberal thinking my mom is. Like, she's just always been really aware of our surroundings and wanting me to feel comfortable growing up, because she just knew that, like, obviously it was going to be a big change from what
Ethiopia.
like what she experienced growing up. She's like, I just want you to feel like a normal kid and get to do what everyone else is doing and stuff like that. So I don't feel like she put a lot of constraints on what I was going to wear and all of that, because she wanted me to blend in a way. But for me, I just took that as the opportunity to stand out. So she was comfortable with it regardless. But when it came to other things, like, let's say,
School.
yeah, school and, you know, like the people I love and stuff like that, she wasn't necessarily on board, but those were just kind of things that I had to swallow down until I had the opportunity to move out and really express myself that way. So I feel like with being patient in that, it really saved our relationship. Like, if I had just done whatever I wanted, and if I just kind of
Rebelled.
yeah, you know, like, if I did all of those things, and I feel like we wouldn't be where we're at today, which is what I really need from her, living on my own and still having that connection. So
That's so good. I was gonna ask you like if she was maybe strict in other areas because she wasn't strict in your fashion.
right.
But now that you say like the people you dated or like your friends group,
Right, exactly.
that's good.
That was it. Like, you know, because at the end of the day, she still is an Ethiopian woman, very religious and very, like, you know, when she was pregnant with me and found out she had a daughter, she had a very clear image of what our lives were going to look like. But then I'm growing up and I'm just expressing myself in so many different ways that, you know, she is just caught off guard because she's never seen this before in such close proximity. She doesn't know how to react, but it's not a problem being patient and kind of like learning together, because I've also never done this either. So
I hope you're ready for this look.
oh, I see you going in the dark.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna do a look kind of different to what you're used to.
Okay.
well, what I'm used to seeing you in.
I love that.
But it's gonna be cute.
I love that. I have no doubt in my mind.
Period.
Okay.
So how would you describe your fashion style?
I would say my fashion style is evolving constantly. Yeah, I never feel really set in one specific aesthetic or like vibe necessarily, but I would say my niche is no niche. That's
No
what I
niche.
love.
Oh,
That's
I
what I
love
love
that.
to say to people is that like it's just a no niche type of vibe. Very mix matchy. I mix patterns, I mix fabrics, like
You
if
go
it's-
with the flow.
yeah, essentially like if there's just a bunch of things that I feel like wearing that day, I'm gonna wear all of them. Like I don't have to kind of alter myself or whatever to make it digestible or acceptable to others. So yeah, I would just say no niche is
No
definitely
niche. I love
the
that.
vibe.
I love that.
But
You
there's
created your own like genre.
yeah, but I definitely do have like influences like I would say Japanese street style is one of them, and you know I love that like Y2K aesthetic, of course. Like yeah,
I love that.
New York street style is also really interesting to me. Maximalism. There's so much out there.
We love that for you.
I just like to take bits and pieces of everything and kind of
Match it together.
exactly.
We love that. So I know that you on your TikTok, like you like to layer
I do.
outfits. Can you like talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. It really started once again once I moved here and the crazy weather that we get in the winter. I was not prepared for the colds, and I just remember my first few months when I moved in the winter. I didn't have all of my things with me from Hamilton. I didn't even have like a winter jacket yet or anything, and I just started throwing all of my clothes on top of each other to stay warm when I was out and about. But I really liked the way that it would come together, honestly. Like, it was so fun to put so much more use into my clothing, especially things in the summer that I thought I would never see for half of the year because the weather just wasn't
Giving.
yeah, at all. But now it's like I don't know. I'm just able to kind of like throw it all together, and I feel like that's kind of how it all
Started.
came about. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so guys, so now we'll do the segment Dead or Aight. So basically, I'll tell you like a situation, life situation, and you'll have to say dead, which means, you know, with it, you won't do that,
Okay.
whatever. Yeah, you did it.
Okay.
And Aight means that, yeah, like it's okay for you,
Okay.
whatever.
Down.
Perfect. So the first situation, imagine somebody settles down with someone but never had any prior relationship experience or knowledge. Settling down meaning marrying the person
Damn.
without having any relationship before. Would you date it or is Aight?
Are they young?
They are, yeah, let's say they're young, like 25.
Okay. Damn. Because, you know, even though you're not in a relationship, you still observe a lot from the people around you, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would have to dead it.
Me
I'd
too.
have to dead it.
I would have to date it.
Like, sorry, you have to have your heart broken at least once.
Yeah, but I would say like you need some experience. You need to know like how the dating worlds go, like what you like. I feel like first partner is not enough. Like one partner,
But like
you need more.
high school sweethearts, like you don't.
Okay, if it's high school and they marry like at 25, yes, they did like 10 years, 8 years together. But like if you're 25 and it's your first boyfriend, no,
How long
impossible.
did they date before? You know, like there's so much context here. But
Yeah,
in general, dead it.
dead it,
Dead it.
period. So imagine you have a close friend and they never want to talk about their love life, their project with you, and like they keep everything to themselves.
And this is a close friend?
Yeah, like best friend.
Because I don't know if I would consider that a best friend. If they don't feel
Exactly.
comfortable sharing that with me. So probably dead it.
Dead it, period. Me too. I would dead it because why wouldn't I talk about my love life with my friend?
Right? Like,
What's going on?
if you don't feel comfortable, there's a reason you don't feel comfortable. So
They
that's
don't
not your
trust
friend.
you. They don't trust you. And lastly, imagine you have a partner,
Okay.
but that partner never tells you that you're beautiful, never tells you that he loves you, but he always like do some gestures to show you that he loves you, like buy you flowers, take you out. It's just he never says that.
it.
Yeah.
You know, like, you always hear people talking the talk, not walking the walking. He's doing all the walking and no talking. So, I don't know. Reassurance and affirmations are like a big thing for me. I'd
Me
have to
too.
dead it. You
Yeah.
can buy everything in the world, but,
But if it doesn't come out of your mouth,
you know,
it's a little bit weird.
yeah.
And like, why you're not able to like compliment me?
Like, it
If
shouldn't
I
be a
look
chore.
good, exactly.
Shouldn't
Like
be a
if I look
task.
good, you should compliment me. It should come out of your mouth. Like, what's going on?
Just off the tongue. Like, it should be effortless.
Exactly.
I agree. Dead
So, that it.
it. Dead all of them.
Period. What do you think your fashion style says about you to others?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say my fashion style would say that I'm very sure of myself. I'm really confident, and yeah, I just don't really care what other people think. And I think that energy is really brought through the way I express myself.
I love that. And I love also that, like, I feel that when I was watching you, you were giving the vibe that, like, being comfortable is okay. And you can also be, like, fashionable while
Yes.
being comfortable. Because not a lot of people, especially now, we show a lot of skin, which I don't mind.
Absolutely.
But I just feel like for people that are more, that like to cover up, like, it's okay. You can definitely make a style out of covering up like you did,
Absolutely.
which I love.
Thank you so much.
I adore.
really agree with what you said about still looking good while dressing comfortable. Like, that's such a big thing for me. I feel like before I really found what pieces spoke to me and my sense of style, I really gravitated towards like athletic wear and just always being comfortable in like sweatpants and yoga pants, hoodies, and stuff like that. But I still wanted to incorporate the comfortability and just like, I don't know, the lightweightness of it all. Like, it's not really form fitting and stuff like that, which I do still like about like that type of clothing. So I don't know. I just want to make sure I'm comfortable, but also wearing everything that I want all the time.
I like that. And did you, because I know like your parents were really, like they let you be creative with your fashion, but when you were younger, were you trying to like do, like maybe follow trends or like,
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
okay, okay.
Especially like in my elementary experiences, I felt like I was surrounded by a lot of like white people, of course, especially figure skating and everything. Everyone had really expensive athletic wear, like Lululemon and Nike, like everything that
Adidas.
was just like already out of budget for my parents and what we were doing. Being a competitive figure skater, it was like I have to keep up on top of all of these other expenses that we have, and I don't know, like that's why thrifting and secondhand clothing really became a big thing for
Important,
me
yeah.
because I also wanted to start being able to buy my own clothes and not make that another burden for my parents. So once I was able to get comfortable in that sense, it was like nothing's really stopping me now.
That's good because like you're also showing like younger people or people your age that don't have like financial means way
Right.
that they can maybe tweak it with secondhand clothes, thrifted clothes,
Right.
everything like that. And like
Looking good does not have to just mean high fashion, like designer pieces and luxury items. Like, there's so many things within our reach that are right there available for us.
and I like how like you even made a video where you said like your thrifted pants were Versace.
Yes.
And
Yes.
like you would look at that and you would think like, no, it's not Versace, but you're giving like option like for people that know nothing about thrifting,
Right.
nothing about like that type of world that you can find like great pieces.
Absolutely.
I really like that.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like with opportunities and moments like that, it just provides more insight into one, what's even at thrift stores. Like a lot of people think because you're shopping secondhand and whatever, like it's not going to be good and nice stuff, but a lot of the times people are getting rid of so many nice and brand new things. Like you wouldn't even tell when someone's wearing it that like someone's owned this before or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, just like the versatility and what you can do with the clothing once you get it. Like there's so many options.
So many. It looks good.
I know it did.
It's not over yet. Do you have any tips for people like that want to start their thrifting journey?
Absolutely. I would say the biggest thing is just be patient, especially while you're shopping. Take your time while you're going through the clothes, but also don't be afraid to try new things. Also, with it being affordable, it doesn't feel like you're investing so much into stepping outside of your style as much. So, if you give yourself a budget of like, okay, I'll spend $10 at the thrift and find 3 new pieces that are different from what I'm usually wearing, then I feel like it's a better option to start trying new things in your wardrobe while not breaking the bank.
And you really like spend $10 when you go thrifting?
Oh my goodness, yeah, to the good thrift stores at least. Like, of course, the inflation and everything now, like,
Crazy.
yeah,
Coronavirus.
literally, the thrift store isn't even the thrift anymore. It might as well just be another mall, but there's always those like hidden shops
Do you mind sharing?
Of course, of course. I love a good Salvation Army, honestly. I think they really stayed true to their price ranges so far, at least what I've noticed. I also love Frippery Sydney, which is from the Notre Dame area.
Oh, Notre Dame.
Absolutely love that store. Like, one of my favorite thrift stores in the city, I will say it until the day I die. But yeah, it's just really unique clothing options there, but also for a great price. Like, it's not that like deep pop reselling kind of vibe that you get with like a piece with a bunch of holes in it being like $50, $60.
So guys, I'm gonna be using my palette from Kayowa Beauty. So this is the sultry makeup palette that you can buy on www.kayowabeauty.com. So I'm gonna use that on this beautiful face. This is what it looks like. And let's get into it. So I wanted to ask you, is it important to you for others to understand your fashion style?
I used to think so, of course. You know, I would love for people to just like take one look at me and understand where I'm coming from when I'm expressing myself, but also I really realize that people aren't going to understand and don't want to understand that things that they're not comfortable with, whether that's like who I am as a person or just how comfortable I am with myself. So I don't know, letting go of that approval I think is a really important thing for me to do, especially being online and stuff, you know, like I know not everyone is going to like it or it's not everyone's style, so it's really easy to kind of just let that go.
And like, did it take you time to like let things go, or you knew like when you started being a content creator that you had to like live in your truth? You had to not care about what others think about you?
Well, I feel like it was a lesson that I'm still learning to this day, honestly. Like, there are times where you'll see a few mean comments and you fall into like all of that stuff again, but I don't know, I think because it wasn't ever an intention of being a content creator and it was something that kind of just happened, it's been a learn as you go type of thing, but I'm still grateful for the experience nonetheless. Like, all of this stuff is happening because they're lessons that I have to go through, not just to get through being a content creator, but to just get through life in general. So
true. That is so true. And I know that you're also an artist.
I am.
Which I love. Do you mind like talking more about how you got into like painting? Because I saw some of your painting.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I mean, feel like it started out the same way it does for most, like just childhood and finger painting and all that fun stuff. But it wasn't until the pandemic that really forced me to get back into it in a more serious way, like knowing that I could do something with this outside of being just a hobby. And yeah, even moving to Montreal and needing to find ways to support myself, I was able to kind of sell my artwork out there and get by in the meanwhile. So yeah.
And like, where do you sell your art? Because I definitely want some.
You're so sweet. I was selling just through my Instagram for a while, actually, but now I have like a curating page where I just have like a bunch of my old paintings up, so people can always reach out there.
That's so good. And like, was it hard like getting into like art or like figuring out like what type of like art you want to like put out there?
I feel like yes, it definitely was, especially consuming so much art where you can tell that people are really sure of their styles and whatnot. I just felt like, oh my gosh, how do I find something like that but is also my own and true to myself? And I feel like I was able to find that through like abstract and expressionism because it's just feeling and just like releasing onto the canvas. So I don't know. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's good. And like, would you say that your artistic side like brought you more into your fashion side, or it was the other way around?
I feel like it was a bit of both.
Of both,
like,
okay.
It was just both evolving at the same time, really. Like, the more healing I was doing on myself, the more I just found transmutable energy into other things, like being creative.
So the creator.
Yeah.
That's so good. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Anything and everything. Yeah, I feel like school is definitely on the agenda right now. Just getting a degree and making my parents happy. I know there is that whole like dilemma of
finishing school.
Yeah.
While being African.
Yeah,
Do it for the parents.
Of course. Like, I know that they've sacrificed so much. If a piece of paper is going to make them happy, whatever, I'll do it. But that was after many years of resistance. Like, now I'm 23 and I'm just going to university. So I'm glad that I've had the time to at least figure out what I wanted to do and figure out that, like, art and art education is something that I would be not only passionate about, but good at. So, yeah, I feel like taking that time and all of that made it worth it. So
Period.
I'm glad I'll be going into something that interests me.
Period.
Excited to see this.
You've been excited.
Yeah, I'm like, hopefully this is next for me. This is the reveal.
Yes. It's almost there. Almost there. I'm just going to blend this out.
Fenty smells so good.
Yo, Fenty, she did that. She did that. What's like one makeup product that you need with you at all times? Gloss.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I actually am not a person if I don't have my lip gloss.
Like,
yeah.
I can have anything else looking funny, but if my lips look funny, baby, I don't even feel like myself. I don't even feel cute because, like, what people see first when they look at you is like, well, for me, it's my lips. Like, everybody's like, oh, you have nice lips.
Literally what I noticed when I first walked in. I was like, wow.
So that's why I'm like, my lips need to be on check.
Yeah.
If they're not on check, if I don't talk to you,
my lips aren't done.
Don't be pissed about it. But like, I feel like most people, it's their lips thing, or like a crayon. But like,
for like the eyes?
For everything, because a crayon, you can use it for like eyes, lips.
That's so true. Brows.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's so true. I feel like, yeah, if it wasn't going to be gloss, I was going to say, like, maybe mascara?
Oh, mascara?
Maybe. I feel like, yeah, just accentuating the eyes always helps.
I feel like I always need my lip gloss and my powder, my face powder.
Okay.
Because I just feel like if my face ain't on check also, like, I'm not going to feel comfortable talking to someone. So, please.
Never been a powder person.
Never?
No.
Not even for, like, quick touch-up?
Not really. Like,
No?
I've only tried it to, like, bake or whatever. And then I was like, oh, I don't think this is my vibe. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because my skin is also really dry.
Yeah, maybe. When you're oily like me, your powder is your best friend.
Do you like setting spray?
Yes. I like the One Size Beauty.
Never heard of it.
You know Patrick Star?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had.
Yeah, it's like a makeup brand. Like,
of course.
It's really good.
Damn.
Well, I say really good and only try 2 products.
But you know, you like what you've got so far.
Exactly.
Damn.
What are your, like, favorite brands?
Oh, definitely Fenty's up there. Like, every product I've tried has not failed me once. So, I just know it's a reliable brand.
Yeah, especially for us Black people.
Yeah, you know, like, I know there's a color there for me. I know I'll enjoy it, and it lasts a long time, I find, as well.
It does.
You know, it doesn't just, like, fly through, like, the over-the-counter stuff, like drugstore.
But yeah, do you, like, shop a lot of drugstore?
Yeah, honestly, it's just always the most accessible to me. But I do love NYX for drugstore. They're, like, everything from, like, the packaging as well is, like, just super clean and, like, easy to follow. Like, pretty decent color selection. I would say they could do better, but I'm able to make do with what they've got, so. Yeah. I just know everyone else can't, which is kind of a shame.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to see the look?
1,000, a million, bajillion. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
That's good.
Couldn't even sleep last night. I was like, oh, what are we gonna do today?
I'll spray your face.
Okay.
Not about that.
No, it's okay.
We're gonna do your lips. So I'll also be using my lashes, Kayowa Beauty lashes in the style Cute. These are the styles. This is the packaging, and these are my beautiful babies. So I'm gonna be using these lashes. Of course, we will customize them for our eye shape, of course. But if you wanna purchase them, you can buy them at www.kayowabeauty.com. Go get your lashes. Also, all the details are at the back of the box. What do you see next for you in the future?
In the future, I definitely see myself doing more styling work in the near future. I would really love to get on more creative projects and work for a brand. I really love that. But yeah, I don't know, just definitely pushing myself to enter new spaces in the creative scene.
Do you see yourself like having your own sustainable fashion brand? Because that's one thing that you could do and that you could nail.
I think, honestly, in the back of my mind, it's like a great idea to have, but I don't know how sustainable for myself it would be, like, to keep up with. And yeah, I'm a creative, so I love to do a lot of things at once, and I don't think that's something that I could, like, prioritize and give my best energy and efforts to at the moment. But
I feel that.
you know, who knows, maybe one day down the line it could just be like a little side hustle I pass on to someone else. But
I feel like you could do it. Your fashion style.
thank you so much.
It's so, like, amazing.
I would love to learn more about design and all of that
Before starting your own brand.
for sure. I would literally take my lashes off at night and, like, stick them on my wall.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm dead. I never heard that.
Oh my gosh. Literally just stick it on the wall.
But I feel like that's smart. Because sometimes we don't have our lashes, our lash case.
You lose them.
Yes. And, like, you need to put your lashes somewhere.
Right? It's kind of scary at night, though, because you're like, is that a bug on my wall? Like, what is happening right
I'm
now?
dead.
No,
You
it's
can
just
open your
lashes.
eye. Oh, okay.
It's giving.
Okay.
Okay. I haven't worn lashes in so long.
Oh, really? You're not
Yeah.
like a lash,
Not usually. Because
a
I'm
lash
so
babe.
bad at taking them off. I just, like, rip them off. I lose my lashes.
Yeah, that's the bad part with lashes.
Right?
But even like the one that you go get done,
Mm-hmm.
so bad.
So bad, I know.
I feel like these ones are a little bit better than when you go get them done, but
For sure.
honestly, I don't care because I need my long lashes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the moment I had my bottom lashes glued to my top, I was like, never again am I going to get my lashes done.
So we have another product that I'm gonna use. This is my Kayowa Beauty Ice Me Out eyeshadow palette, which look like this. And you can also find it on our website. And this one is more like in the blues, giving you blues. I'll just use that on our waterline. And I'm gonna take the shade Winter. So this one over here. So this is what I'll use. I'll just apply a tiny bit. Thank you. Okay, so before you can see yourself, we'll do a little game which is called This or That.
Okay.
So basically, I'll tell you some products, some situation where you'll choose between this or that.
Right.
And then the first thing is when you go on a movie date, do you wear no makeup or do you do like a slight little bead just to say that you did something?
Definitely a slight beat.
Slight bead?
Yeah.
Okay. I would do a full bead, okay? Full
Okay,
bead.
work.
For everywhere I go.
Right.
Because, you know, I'm the
As you
makeup
should,
babe.
as you
know.
should.
Secondly, do you prefer liquid products or powder makeup products?
Ooh, cream or powder? I'd definitely say more like cream and liquid, for
Cream?
sure.
Okay.
Because then it can definitely like melt and sit in my skin and doesn't feel like
Too
like,
cakey.
Yeah, powder
Yeah.
sitting on top.
Yeah. I'm a full glam babe, so I would say both. Because, you know, I cannot pick because like I feel like I need to put liquid first and then powder.
Right.
Like just because, well, I'm oily too, which is different from you. But like I just feel like, yeah, for my makeup to last long, I need to put like liquid and
the
powder. Yeah.
Fair.
That's a no-go.
Maybe mine would be better if I did both.
Yeah.
We'll see, we'll see.
No, you look good all the time. My last question, if you can only wear one for the rest of your life, the cold girl makeup look or the soap bra
Ooh,
trend?
only one for the rest of my life. Soap brow.
Soap bra? Oh,
Yeah.
just soap bra
Yeah.
with nothing else.
I feel like at least that way I don't know, I could like step up my skincare. I could, you know, do other things, but I feel like I wouldn't want to be committed to like one type of makeup look.
Okay.
The rest of my life.
Cold girl makeup look.
Okay.
Because I need to have like, well, I don't need to, but like when I do makeup, I want it to be fully done, you know, not just one. So this is the end of this segment, and now I'll pass this over to you. Whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready, you can look at yourself.
Okay.
Do you want to do a little countdown?
Yeah, I'm gonna need like a little countdown because
perfect.
I'm overwhelmed.
So, 3, 2, 1. You can look at yourself.
Up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Like, what?
Approval.
What? This is insane. This is actually insane. This is literally something I've always wanted to do on myself, but just thought that I couldn't.
Never. But it goes like so well.
No, you ate.
Like.
You ate. Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful. I'm glad you like it.
I love it. I don't like it. I love it.
She loves it.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the finished look.
This is literally something I've always wanted to do. Like, my Pinterest is covered and looks like this.
You look so good.
You nailed it.
You look so good.
So much.
You look so good.
Oh my goodness.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
I'm literally obsessed. Give me some love.
I'm happy you love it.
I love it. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so happy you love it.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Oh my God.
Now you have to go on a date.
Literally,
you have to DM somebody, story, take me on a date. Like
damn.
You feel me?
Damn.
Anyway, this is the end of the video, guys. Where can people find you?
On Instagram at NotYodaTerderos or on TikTok at Respiraho.
Period. And you need to go follow her. As for us, you can find us on TikTok, ChatsandGlams, also YouTube, ChatsandGlams, Instagram, ChatsandGlams. What else? We'll be way more places in the future, but for now, that's where you can find us. And until the next video, bye.